why kindness makes people disrespect you. Being kind and sensitive doesn't mean you have to always act nice, no matter the situation. It means prioritizing others, not keeping what you have safe. If someone insults you, it reflects their issues, not your feelings. If you focus on helping others, the details will fall into place. There isn't a method. For example, if you're with a child who feels lonely, you might buy them ice cream to make them feel better. If they try to take advantage of the situation by asking for more ice cream, don't give in to that. If they throw a tantrum and run into the street, you may need to grab them and yell to show them how dangerous it is to be there. In those cases, you may not be being kind, but you are understanding what the child needs. You don't take legal action against them for trying to trick you into giving them more ice cream. You don't take it personally and feel that they've let you down as a friend. You just connect with what they need. Letting someone take advantage of you is not a good thing. Typically, when we feel misled or cheated by others, it's linked to a joint plot. We often make quiet agreements. If I'm kind to you, you'll be kind to me, and then we can be good friends who trust each other. So if you feel stepped on, then you may need to look at what your goals were. What kind of agreement or understanding did you expect from the person who took advantage of you? Kindness is often praised as a great quality in both ancient texts and today's teachings. It's said that you should be kind because everyone you encounter is facing struggles you don't know about. But have you ever thought about why kindness can sometimes lead to confusion or disrespect? Why do some people take advantage of kind people or see their goodwill as a sign of weakness? This confusing situation is not a new one, even with his great kindness. The Buddha was often mocked. Zen masters have always taught that real kindness needs to be combined with knowledge and good judgment. This story explains the important balance between being kind, wise, and respecting others. The beginning of the journey in a quiet and serene monastery. There was once a disciple who prided himself on being kind. He believed that his kindness was a reflection of his understanding of the teachings every day. He went out of his way to help others, carrying the burdens of fellow disciples, offering his meal to the hungry, and never saying no to a request. No matter how unreasonable his kindness at first earned him admiration, people spoke of his generosity, and he basked in the glow of their praises. Yet over time, something strange began to happen. The very people who once admired him began to grow indifferent. Some even began to exploit his kindness. They would leave their tasks undone, knowing he would finish them. They would speak to him harshly, confident that he would not retaliate one evening, disheartened and confused. The student asked his wise teacher why his kindness led to him being treated poorly. The teacher smiled and replied, "Let me share a story with you. The tale of the river and the forest." When the master began, a river flowed through a dense forest, supplying plenty of water to quench hunger. The water was a source of thirst for everyone who came. Animals drank from it, trees grew strong nearby, and visitors sat by its banks. It welcomed everyone. However, over time, the animals started to dirty the water without thinking. The travelers chose not to rest and started polluting the river with their waste. The trees grew strong, taking in more water than they needed, which caused the river to shrink and its clear water to become dirty. Then the river asked the forest, "Why are you treating me like this? I have given your life, yet you abuse my kindness." The forest responded, saying that because you didn't create limits, we thought you didn't mind. The student paid close attention to the lesson from the river. The master was asked what the river should do. He answered that the river needs to understand that being kind without knowledge is like having a full cup. Too much giving can be a problem. Having no limits can cause instability. True kindness comes from being aware of what people need. It involves knowing when to help and when to hold back, not for selfish reasons, but to create balance. The disciple asked how to practice this. The master replied that it requires understanding people and the world around you. People are like mirrors that reflect their perceptions. If you are kind without thinking, some may see it as a good quality, while others may view it as a weakness. This isn't because kindness is bad. It's that people often think quiet means weakness, and being generous means you aren't strong. The student thought about this and asked, "Are you saying I should stop being kind?" The teacher shook his head and replied, "No, just be more thoughtful about your kindness." Zen is saying when helping others, do not lose yourself. To be truly kind, you must also respect yourself. Kindness that diminishes your spirit is not true kindness. It is self-sacrifice that leads to an imbalance, the balance of Yin and Yang. The master then shared a teaching from ancient philosophy. In life there is Yin and Yang, opposing but complementary forces. Kindness is gentle and caring, but it needs to be balanced with strength and resolve. Without kindness, strength can turn into abuse, and without strength, kindness can become weak. The important thing is to keep balance. The student asked how to find this balance. The master smiled and practiced being aware. Before you take action, ask yourself, is this kindness coming from a place of strength? Or am I just trying to get approval? Am I helping others feel empowered? Or am I allowing them to avoid taking responsibility? True kindness benefits both the person showing kindness and the person receiving it. The next day, the master asked the disciples to go to the village and help those in need. He told the disciple to pay attention to how people react and how he feels. Afterward, he should come back and share what he learned. At first, the disciple helped everyone and agreed to every request. However, he noticed that some people were thankful for his help, while others acted entitled and demanded more. Remembering the master's advice, he started to politely say no to unreasonable requests. To his surprise, some people respected him more for this and began to see him as an equal. Those who had taken advantage of him got angry, but he understood that their anger was about losing control over him, not about being harmed. The lessons of the master show us a truth that can be hard to see in life's challenges. Kindness is a great quality, but it isn't enough by itself. It should be paired with good judgment and respect for oneself. This thought asks us to look at how we show kindness and to consider why we do it and what happens because of it. To truly understand kindness, we need to reflect on ourselves. We should ask why we are kind. Is it to help someone in pain, to gain praise, or to avoid disagreements? This is related to Zen thought. Self-awareness is the basis of all behavior. Without this, even good goals can sometimes cause unexpected problems. The disciple's first method was kind but not well-rounded. He wanted to show care based on his beliefs, but he struggled to set limits. This story shows the mistake of thinking that being kind means always putting others first. This misunderstanding can lead to feelings of anger and tiredness. The importance of setting limits are not walls. They show respect for yourself and others. When the teacher started to set limits, he found that some people reacted negatively and got angry, while others respected him more. This contrast reflects the master taught that people see kindness based on their own character. Boundaries show others how to treat us. They make it clear that being kind is a choice, not something we have to do. They also remind us that our worth isn't based on always saying yes to everyone. Setting limits turns kindness from something you do passively into a more powerful action. In Buddhist thought, finding a balance between giving and getting is very important. Giving should be matched with being able to accept kindness. If you only give and don't receive, it becomes difficult to keep going, like a river that dries up when it doesn't get water from anywhere else. The student learned that his kindness could not boost others if it trained him by saving his own energy and health. He could offer more effective support. It's important to think carefully before giving. Ask yourself if your action is coming from a place of feeling full or empty. Will it help everyone involved, or will it make someone rely on you? True kindness benefits both the source and the receiver, promoting growth for everyone. A key lesson in Zen is that kindness should not come with attachment. The Buddha taught that being overly attached to results, even good ones, can cause pain. At first, the followers were kind because they wanted acceptance and peace. When they didn't get what they expected, they felt disrespected and sad. With the Master's help, he learned to be compassionate without needing anything in return, letting go of the need for accolades or rewards. His kindness showed his real self, and nothing could disrupt his inner peace because he no longer needed approval from others. In Zen, being soft doesn't mean being weak. Softness can be a type of strength. Just like water, which is gentle, can shape mountains over time. Kindness that comes from self-respect and knowledge is soft, but strong, just like water. The student learned that saying no didn't lessen his kindness. Instead, it made it stronger by allowing him to be more intentional and able to help others over the long term. This idea applies to all areas of life, including relationships, work, and community. Kindness should come from a position of power and should create respect instead of sorrow or taking advantage of others. Finding a balance between being gentle and strong creates harmony both inside ourselves and with others. As the disciple thought about his experiences, he understood that real change needed to happen within him. The disrespect he experienced wasn't about his kindness, but rather about how he approached things. By aligning his actions with wisdom and being aware of himself, he not only gained back others' respect, but also developed a greater respect for himself. This inner change is the heart of Zen practice. Life's challenges, like the tricky nature of kindness, present chances to learn and grow. Through mindfulness, we can manage these challenges and turn obstacles into opportunities. To apply these lessons in everyday life, think about using the following practices. Before showing kindness, take a moment to think. Is your action coming from a sincere place? Kindness or fear of being turned away? Being aware helps you be kind in a thoughtful and measured way. Set loving limits. They are not walls but bridges that encourage respect. Practice saying no kindly, as it's an important way to take care of yourself and be honest. 3. Practice kindness without attachment. Let go of the need for praise or reciprocation. True kindness is a gift, not something you do to get something back. Take care of yourself while you care for others. You can't help others if you're feeling down. Remember, looking after yourself is important, not selfish. Embrace both softness and power. Find a balance between being gentle and strong. Let your kindness be like water, flexible but unstoppable. The journey of the disciples is similar to our own. We all encounter times when our kindness is misinterpreted or taken advantage of. These situations are not failures. Instead, they help us learn. By combining compassion with wisdom, setting loving boundaries, and being aware of ourselves, we can change our kindness into a source of strength and harmony. The Master's last words are very impactful. A tree that bends too much in the wind can lose its roots, but it doesn't break. Show your kindness. Stay flexible in life, but always keep your self-respect and wisdom. This balance is where true compassion comes from.